A gnarled old tree looming over a cemetery, a common sight in small-town America. But this is an uncommon tree with an uncommon history. This white oak began growing 600 years ago, before America was even an idea, before Columbus even set sail for the New World. Settlers built a log cabin church beside the tree in 1717, and the town of Basking Ridge, New Jersey, sprang up around it. Legend has it George Washington rested in its shade during the Revolutionary War.
The tree has sort of been our town's sentinel, watching over us and watching over each and every generation.
In 1920, on our 200th anniversary, the whole congregation got out under the oak and celebrated the 200 years. And now we're coming up on 300 years, and unfortunately, the tree's not going to be here for that.
Half a millennium is a long time, and last spring there were signs the tree was failing.
It came out of winter in pretty bad shape. Where you can see where the leaves are now, they were green in the spring, but the upper reaches of the tree were all bare. And so we were pretty depressed and felt like this was probably the beginning of the end.
In August, a heat wave struck, followed by heavy rains. The tree didn't survive.
They went up into the tree and looked all around just to look for life, and there was none.
An old tree dying, not unusual, but the town's response was unexpected.
We knew it was going to be an emotional situation, but like a lot of things, you said, okay, well, it's a tree and sad, but let's move on. And what we discovered is it was a much deeper feeling than that.
The memorial service for the tree drew a larger crowd than most funerals do.
I discovered that this tree is for us a symbol of community and belonging and home. And those are things we all yearn for, whoever we are.
In the springtime, the standing remains of this great giant will be taken down. The end of an era. If it weren't for this unassuming, overgrown sapling tucked along a fence at Union County College.
Yeah, the tree we're standing in front of is an offspring of the Basking Ridge oak. Probably one of the more historic trees in the state of New Jersey.
Biologist Tom Umbrello has a passion for history and for trees. For 20 years, he's been growing seedlings from historic trees and planting them in a grove on campus. 10 years ago, he grew some acorns from the Basking Ridge oak.
The idea was to keep one tree to plant in the grove. There were a few extra seedlings of the Basking Ridge white oak, and one of them persisted today in the nursery.
This descendant of the great white oak was almost more of an afterthought.
It persisted because of my negligence. I didn't need the room for additional seedlings, and I just left it.
We told him about the condition of the tree. He said, you know, I still have this second one, and I'd be happy to donate it to the church. So that will be another event, sort of a life-giving event, to couple with the event of taking the tree down that will all be planned for next April.
This is my church, and this town is my home. And this tree, you know, is really part of both of them.